Welcome to House Lux Estate, the channel that brings you an analytical perspective on various issues. Our aim is to shed light on complex subjects in a way that's both enlightening and engaging. We delve into a variety of topics, from real estate trends and financial strategies to socio-political matters that shape our world. Today, we're venturing into a rather contentious subject, exploring the 10 reasons why nothing seems to get done in some countries. We'll dissect this issue, looking at factors like political instability, corruption, poor infrastructure, and much more. The objective? To provide a comprehensive understanding of these systemic issues that often hinder progress and development. It's a sobering topic, but one that's crucial if we're to comprehend the global landscape. So, let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Stay tuned for an insightful discussion on why things seem to stand still in some countries. Starting with reason 1, political instability. Imagine a ship without a captain, tossed about by the waves, directionless. Such is the state of a nation plagued by political instability. The lack of stable governance often results in inconsistent policies and unpredictable law enforcement. This inconsistency can lead to a lack of trust, and with that, the people's reluctance to invest their time, resources, or ideas into projects that could potentially advance the nation. When a country's political landscape is in constant flux, it's like trying to build on shifting sands. You spend more time maintaining your footing than making progress. This instability can also lead to the rise of opportunistic factions that may put personal gain before national interest, further exacerbating the stagnation. In the grand scheme of things, a nation's progress depends heavily on a stable political climate. Without it, even the most promising of initiatives can be rendered ineffective. Political instability, therefore, stands as a significant hurdle to progress. Moving on to reason 2, corruption. Now, corruption is like a parasite, gradually eating away at the healthy fabric of a society. It's a hidden tax that adds unnecessary layers of bureaucracy, slows down progress, and breeds inefficiency. Think about it this way. When resources are misused or misallocated due to corrupt practices, it means fewer funds are available for public goods and services. This could be anything from building a new school, to maintaining roads, to providing healthcare. Furthermore, corruption erodes trust in public institutions, making it even harder to implement effective policies and reforms. It creates an environment where merit is overlooked and shortcuts are rewarded. In a nutshell, corruption is a vicious cycle. It stifles innovation and discourages hard work, leading to a stagnation in development. It's like trying to sail a boat with a hole in it. No matter how hard you row, you're just not going to get very far. Corruption, thus, is a significant deterrent to progress and development. Next, we have reason 3, poor infrastructure. Infrastructure is the backbone of any thriving economy. It's the railways that transport goods, the roads that connect cities, the schools that educate the next generation, and the hospitals that keep us healthy. When these fundamental structures are lacking or poorly maintained, it's no surprise that economic growth and development can be significantly hindered. Consider this: if roads are riddled with potholes, transport becomes a challenge, affecting businesses and trade. If schools are in dire conditions, education suffers, impacting the future workforce. If hospitals lack basic facilities, health outcomes decline, reducing productivity. It's a domino effect. That's not to mention, poor infrastructure can also deter foreign investments, a crucial source of income for many nations. No investor wants to pour money into a country where basic amenities are a struggle. Without proper infrastructure, growth and development become challenging tasks. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. It's bound to crumble sooner or later. Now, let's discuss reasons 4 to 6. Moving on to reason 4, lack of education. Education is the cornerstone of any nation's progress. Without a strong educational foundation, people lack the skills and knowledge necessary to contribute effectively to their country's growth. In countries where education is not accessible or affordable to all, the potential of many bright minds is wasted. They are unable to reach their full potential, and the nation loses out on the innovative ideas and skills they could have brought to the table. Moreover, an uneducated population is more susceptible to manipulation and less likely to participate actively in the democratic process, leading to a weaker democracy and slower progress. Next, we have reason 5, inadequate healthcare. Health is wealth, as the saying goes. When a country's citizens are not healthy, they cannot work efficiently, and productivity takes a hit. Furthermore, inadequate healthcare often leads to a higher mortality rate, leading to a smaller workforce. It also creates a vicious cycle, as poor health leads to increased poverty, which in turn leads to even poorer health outcomes. A nation cannot progress when its citizens are battling ill health without adequate support. Lastly, high unemployment rates make up reason 6. Unemployment is not just about people being out of work. It's about wasted potential, decreased productivity, and increased poverty. High unemployment rates can lead to higher crime rates, increased social unrest, and a general sense of hopelessness among the population. This negatively impacts the country's progress, as the focus shifts from growth and innovation to simply trying to survive. These 3 factors, lack of education, inadequate healthcare, and high unemployment rates, intertwine in a complex web. Each one exacerbates the others, leading to a vicious cycle of stagnation that is hard to break out of. They contribute significantly to the overall inertia of a country, slowing down progress and hindering growth. These factors, lack of education, inadequate healthcare, and high unemployment rates, contribute significantly to the stagnation of a country. Finally, we have reasons 7 to 10. Economic inequality, social unrest, lack of innovation, and poor leadership. Firstly, economic inequality. When a country's wealth is unevenly distributed, it creates a chasm between the rich and the poor. The rich get richer, while the poor struggle to escape poverty. This imbalance can hinder economic growth and development. It can lead to a lack of opportunities for the disadvantaged and a lack of incentive for the privileged to invest in the future of the country. Next, social unrest. When citizens are unhappy with their living conditions, it can lead to protests, strikes, and even riots. These expressions of dissatisfaction can disrupt daily life, halt business operations, and deter potential investors. It's a cry for change that often goes unheard, leading to more frustration and more unrest. Thirdly, the lack of innovation. Progress stagnates when there is no incentive to think outside the box, to push boundaries, to create something new. This could be due to a lack of funding for research and development, a lack of education, or a culture that discourages risk-taking and rewards conformity. Without innovation, a country can't compete on the global stage. It can't adapt to changing circumstances. It can't solve its own problems. Lastly, poor leadership. When those at the helm lack vision, integrity, or competence, it's the country that suffers. Poor leaders make poor decisions, decisions that can have far-reaching consequences. They can plunge a country into debt, tarnish its international reputation, or even incite conflict. The ripple effects of poor leadership can be felt long after those leaders have left office. These last 4 reasons, economic inequality, social unrest, lack of innovation, and poor leadership, significantly restrict a country's progress. They create a cycle of stagnation that's hard to break, a cycle that can only be broken with concerted effort, with investment in people and infrastructure, with good governance, and with a commitment to equality and innovation. In summary, we have discussed 10 reasons why nothing gets done in some countries. Let's do a quick recap. We started off with political instability, a significant factor that often leads to policy inconsistency and unpredictability. This instability makes it a challenge for both local and foreign investors to confidently invest in a country's development. Next, we dived into the issue of corruption, a deeply entrenched problem that drains resources and stifles growth. When corruption is rampant, resources meant for public goods and services often end up in the wrong hands, leaving the majority of the population underserved. We then discussed poor infrastructure, a fundamental issue that hampers a country's ability to function effectively. Without reliable roads, power, and communication systems, businesses struggle to operate, and people find it difficult to access essential services. Our conversation then broadened to include lack of education, inadequate healthcare, and high unemployment rates. These 3 factors are interlinked, creating a vicious cycle that keeps people trapped in poverty and prevents a country from reaching its full potential. Finally, we tackled economic inequality, social unrest, lack of innovation, and poor leadership. These elements further exacerbate the issues we've already discussed, creating a toxic environment where nothing gets done and progress is painfully slow. These 10 reasons are not just abstract concepts, they are real issues that affect real people's lives every day. They shape the opportunities available to individuals, dictate the quality of life in a country, and determine a nation's future trajectory. However, it's crucial to remember that these problems, though daunting, are not insurmountable. It takes collective will, strong leadership, and robust institutions to overcome these challenges and pave the way for progress and development. Remember, understanding these issues is the first step towards overcoming them. Thank you for tuning in to House Lux Estate, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful discussions.